wants it this way. Hey, what's up, everyone? Sorry, I'm a little late from an appointment I had. I know I said I was going to do it at 5 o'clock. It's 5:09, so we're just running a little bit late. But I wanted to go ahead and start it while we're and I'll just do some filler until I get home. We're just basically down the road, so as soon as I get home, I'll get in where I've got all my numbers and things like that. So first of all, I want to thank everyone for my um, giveaway video yesterday. The comments have been rolling in like crazy. And I really appreciate that. That's awesome. Lots of people are entered in. I've got tons of new followers from the Facebook group. I've had tons of new followers on Instagram. I've had tons of great messages. Some people have even given toward the uh, Bushnell on the GoFundMe page. I really appreciate that. I mean, that's awesome. I was yesterday was a really good day, and I appreciate you guys making it a good day. Uh, so we're just going to do a Q&A on here. If anyone wants to hop on live, ask a question. I didn't get too many questions yesterday in the comments, but I do want to talk about some of the comments I got. I'll do that later. And then I will say that there's one question in particular I want to go ahead. I promised this gentleman, it was a comment he had. He's wanting a really good two-piece, cheap golf ball that for fast swingers that can essentially you can lose and, you're not, it's former baseball player. You're just swinging hard, swinging fast, trying to learn the game of golf, which immediately the one that comes to mind is Cut Red, because Cut Red was an amazing golf ball. I think that works for all swing speeds and just really feels good and has everything around the green you're looking for. But I've had a lot of people tell me that the cover has been having issues. And frankly, Cut as a company, I'm not sure what's going on with them. They haven't made a golf ball update in 4 or 5 years now. They're not out of business per se, but they don't act like they have any interest in making a new product or update it or anything. They don't have like any new merchant or any new. So I don't know. It's just been kind of the same thing for 3 or 4 years. And unfortunately, everybody's kind of caught up. But I do think the Cut Red's still a great golf ball. So that's definitely a recommendation for that. As far as a two-piece golf ball that goes really straight, really far, long hitters can hit it. Also, the TaylorMade distance isn't bad either, because it even comes with and it's specifically for fast swingers because I didn't compress it that well, but it even has the putting alignment on it, both for the face and the regular alignment tool. So that's another really good one as well. Off the top of my head, I wish I had my numbers in front of me. When I get in, maybe I'll in a minute I'll go ahead and do more. But I know those are two right off the bat I can think of. The E9 is kind of good, but honestly, at $30 a dozen, there's a lot better value there. The Zip, depending on how fast you swing, could overcompress it. If you're not going to overcompress it, the Wilson Zip's amazing for that. But unfortunately, it is a softer golf ball, so it might be for more slow to mid swingers opposed to fast swingers. So, but yeah, some of these comments yesterday I got were really great, and I really appreciate it. Lots of it. So basically, I said to name your favorite golf ball, and everyone's got some really good taste. I'll say there was only a couple from left field that I was kind of like, that's your favorite golf ball, but the majority of them, it looks like everyone uses a really good golf ball. Some of them have been because of recommendations I've made on the channel, which is awesome. The Vice Pro, the whole Vice lineup was on there a ton, which is awesome because Vice is such a great value. Whether it's Vice Pro, Vice, Pro Soft, or Vice Pro Plus, the Vice line is just always really, really good. I really love it. And I can see why it's everyone's favorite golf ball. I wasn't excited about the price hike. It went from 35 to 38. But if you're someone who uses Vice loyally, you could still go on their website and end up getting them, I think, for like 29 a dozen if you do bulk. And you can't beat that. That's probably one of the best deals in golf if you're going to buy in bulk. So that was really good. And a lot of people really like the Callaway Chrome Soft, which I was really surprised. I love the Callaway Chrome Soft. If you've seen that review, then you know that review was fantastic. I would use that ball personally if I had $50 to spend on a dozen of golf balls. However, I don't, so I really don't. If I can get them, secondhand or whatever. But that's a really great golf ball. And Callaway's been coming out with some really cool designs. They had that new fireworks for the 4th of July where it looks like little explosions of fireworks on the ball. They have new Truvis designs. I mean, it's all red, white, and blue. It just kind of screams America. I'm always a red, white, and blue guy, so love that. So that's fantastic. Callaway's really doing a lot of good things. There's a lot of people. I heard no title of balls, which was really refreshing. I mean, not nothing against Titleist, but you know what? I take that back. One guy I think said Titleist tore soft, and I was a little surprised by that one because that's the $37 two-piece golf ball, and I was like, well, I mean, if you can afford it and you love it, hey, more power to you. But I can't imagine ever spending that on a two-piece golf ball. But all right, but we're home now, so I can kind of go inside and get some numbers real quick and get some questions from everybody. But yeah, the Callaway Chrome Soft, the Vice lineup was on there. Had a couple Bridgestone. A couple Bridgestone top end models, nothing low though. I didn't have anybody say Bridgestone E6 or E12 or anything like that. It was very specific to like their tour line. So there's that as well. All right, and then how about if you watch golf? Another really exciting thing. Sorry, I'm coming to some low light here. Another really exciting thing happened recently. Ricky Fowler winning. That was really, really refreshing to see. The guy just could not win. I don't know why, but Ricky Fowler, for some reason, just could not win. He couldn't close the deal. And even in that major, a couple weeks ago, it was like he came out and fired an 8 under, and then he finishes the tournament at 6 under. It's like, how do you have your first round at 8 under, and then you can't even put together? I mean, I think the winning score was 10 under. So it's like, Ricky, if you shot 3 under for your final 3 rounds, 1 under per round, you'd have won it. So he was so close. I wish he had won the major since he's never had one, but I'm just happy he won it all. So it was good to see. All right, a second. I've got these questions here. Have you ever tried buying used from companies like Lofts Golf Balls or any other? I have once or twice. Yeah. You just got to understand, if you do that, you're going to have some that are good and some that are bad. If you buy used golf balls, just understand that if you hit it and it acts a little weird, or you just don't think it felt right, just chuck it. Get rid of it, because there's a chance it could have been underwater. There's and a lot of these companies will tell you AAA and they'll tell you all that stuff, but it's kind of like the PSA card grading system for baseball cards, Pokemon, whatever. They'll tell you, there's a lot of politics in it. They'll tell you, oh, it's a 10, but it really, there's just a lot of things in there like that. There's been many a times I've bought AAA golf balls and found a crack in them. Or I've actually had a couple fake Titleist balls come in those, where you can tell they did a cover over and they painted the Titleist. I found a couple of those. So you just got to be really careful with that. It depends on how good the deal is as well. If, they're half off, okay, then you can expect to throw a couple out or whatever, no big deal. But if they ever got to a point where it's like, oh, it's $50 a dozen for new, but it's $45 for the AAA, just get the new. Yeah, they're going to be coming from the factory. They're going to be good. So I actually have a flea market that's near me that sells golf balls individually. So they're lost golf balls. He's been there for many years, and he has a whole shop set up in this flea market, and he's been there a long time. But he actually sells them individually. He has dozens he's found, but he also has individual golf balls from time to time. And so, it's nice to go down there and just be able to, if I ever want to try a golf ball out, I can pick a couple out, a couple Callaways, a couple of this, whatever. So I've done that also. And I don't have to wait for the shipping on that, which is even better. Okay, let me pull up my channel here. Again, I'm sorry if you're with me. I was running late for an appointment. I just want to make sure that you guys knew I had not forgotten about you. But we'll go here. And then, yeah, lots of people are entered in this giveaway. If you're not entered in the giveaway, go enter it. All you got to do is basically just tell me what your favorite golf ball is on that. But I've had I think 87 comments at this point, so that's really cool. I've never had anything with 87. There's only 240 views and there's 87 comments, so that's pretty awesome. There's been a lot of really good feedback on that video, and I'm very happy with it. So I've got the Tour. What's coming out tomorrow? Let me see here. Oh yeah, this one right here. The Tour. Tomorrow's review will be the Tour S CG. So Maxfli, they came out with the Tour S. Not really sure why they came out with the Tour S, to be honest with you. Sounds like just all the 1-star reviews. Yeah. Maxfli came out with a new Tour ball this year. They had the Tour, they had the Tour X, and then they came out with a new Tour S line. I've had a couple people request I do it. I was able to finally get my hands on some. You know, I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm not exactly sure what the Tour S was intended for. And what I've noticed is a lot of companies, when they come out with a new golf ball, it's almost always a swing and miss the first time, almost every single time. Vice even swung and missed with the Zero. You know, Vice had this amazing lineup, the Pro Soft, the Pro Plus, the Tour, which was for all of them, but, you know, not a urethane cover, and then the Drive, which is great. And then they're like, well, let's throw this Zero in there. And I tried it. I hated it. It was awful. But not only that, I saw a review from My Golf Spy, and they gave it like a 58 out of 100. I mean, they said it was horrendous, which, I mean, it's just so weird. It's just a swing and a miss. You got to be really careful if you're going to come out with a new golf ball. And so you know, again, I don't want to give anything away, but it kind of felt like that with MaxFly on this one. It's like, why are you even coming out with this? You know, you have a golf ball for a slower swing speed. You have a golf, like, I don't know. And not only that, but MaxFly has a great series. You know, the soft fly, I'm not big on the tri fly, but the straight fly, one of my favorites. And then even their Tour and their Tour X are fantastic. So they had a really good thing going there. So, let me get to these comments. I always have to go the back way.
When you're free to test your limits,
I think it's hilarious how I have to watch ads on my own videos. Hey, what's up, guys? They're my videos. A lot of you said that you actually did a test through Ping where you put in your TrackMan data and then it recommends a golf ball based on what you put in there, which is really cool because I've never heard of that. But it's a fantastic idea because Ping really doesn't have a dog in that fight. You know, they don't make a golf ball anymore. It's been a long time. So for them just to say, hey, you know, and put all this different data that they've collected from different golf companies, and I hope they've done all of them. I hope that they have, and I know they at least do some because I know they had Snell on there. Someone said that Snell got the recommendation. But the fact that you can go in there and put in your TrackMan data and then it bases a golf ball is really, really cool. That's the kind of stuff that could put me out of business. It kind of worries me a little bit, but no, it's really cool. Honestly, it really is. But yeah, so this one, like this, I recommended this gentleman, Harvey, the Bridgestone BXS. Awesome, you know, and actually, you know, and he even says he would have never guessed that ball based on his swing speed, but that's just what the TrackMan data said, so he went with it, and it worked out really well, and that's awesome. That's really, really, really good. A lot of Strixon Q-Star tours, which is awesome. No one specifically mentioned the Divide, but I love the Divide. The Divide's really, really, really good. Really good. Oh, also a lot of TaylorMade Tour Response stripes. A lot of you really like that golf ball, which that is slowly becoming a top 5 golf ball for me. And actually, I'll be honest with you, it might even be top 3. It's just, it continues to perform. I've been using them on the course. I actually, for free, got a, from Golf Now, they gave me $40 to the TaylorMade store. It's just part of the promotion. So I actually got a whole dozen of like the pink and light blue stripes, and I really like them because they perform really well, they test really well, and that stripe is really good for an alignment tool. I've been struggling with my putting. I've actually got another video either coming out, maybe not tomorrow, I might do the ball review for tomorrow, but maybe the next day about how different putting grips, you know, because I'm going to change my putting grip all up, and I've been struggling with my putter. I mentioned it in the video, and having that stripe on there really helps because I've been noticing that, you know, when you line that stripe up and it's going like this opposed to like this, you know something's wrong. So it's helped me for sure. A couple of comments here. Let me see. I've been using the Pinnacle Rush. Awesome golf ball. Really underrated. A lot of people look at Pinnacle Rush and just immediately think, you know, cheap Woods golf ball, but it performed really well. I imagine if you're a slow swinger, the soft would do well, but I overcompressed it. And Pinnacle Pro this week, I found them fine. I'm not a good golfer. I'm not familiar with the Pinnacle Pro. I think, actually, you know, it might be an older model. I don't know if you can still get those or not. I don't know if you can. If so, I haven't tested them. Z-Star Divide, yeah, I love the Z-Star. And MaxFly Tour X are your favorites. So you must be a faster swinger then. Yeah, for sure. I haven't posted the review yet, but I even tested the Z-Star Diamond recently, which I had not done for the channel. I did the Z-Star and the Z-Star XV15, whatever you want to call it. a couple years ago. I haven't done the updated, but I finally got around to actually doing the new Diamond model, which I was pleasantly surprised with. That'll be coming out in the next week or so. But I love the Z-Star series, so that's awesome. I haven't had a chance to actually use the Z-Star Divide yet. I know I'm not a big fan that it's white on one side and kind of yellow on the other. I wish it was a little more bolder like the Q-Star Tour is, but I mean, beggars can't be choosers, I guess. Yeah, 115 to 120. Then yeah, you definitely need. Actually, to be honest with you, have you played? I don't know if your name's Cam or not. I'm just basing off that. But if your name's Cam, I'll call you Cam. Cam, have you tried the Z-Star Diamond yet? Based on your swing speed, are you able to work the ball? Oh, I will. I will be for sure. I will be for sure. But yeah, I mean, 115 to 120, I imagine you're driving the ball, I mean, close to 300, depending on where you're at, depending on your altitude. I imagine it's at least close to that, if not a little bit over. But yeah, that Z-Star Diamond's really good. Yeah, that Z-Star Diamond's really good too. Max Fly Straight, yeah, that's really good. Cut Red again, yeah, Cut Red's awesome. I feel like my Cut Red review did really well, actually. There was a lot of people who really liked that review. Found it hard. Well, it is a little hard. Yeah, it's more firmer. It's more of a pro ball. It feels firm, but it's not. It doesn't perform firm because I have a 93 mile an hour swing speed, and the Z-Star, I would say I compressed it about 90 to 95%. So I would say about 100. So I think you could be compressing it, but if you like a softer feel, then yeah, you'd have to go with like the Divide for sure. If you like a softer feel. But yeah, Cut Red did really well on I feel like I turned a lot of people onto the Cut Red. If you go to the Cut Red review and you look at all of those comments, a lot of them are like, "Oh, I went and bought some based on your review. I love them. Thanks." So like, Cut should be giving me a percentage at this point, or at least sending me some stuff. I mean, come on. Response Vice, that's always good. Vice again. Response Stripe. Oh, I did get a Volvic Vivid. I've wanted to test Volvic golf balls for a really long time on the channel. I never have because I had never had anyone on the channel. I mean, based on over 500,000 views and God knows how many comments. I mean, probably thousands and thousands of comments. I never heard anybody mention a Volvic golf ball. No one asked me to review one. No one ever told me they played one. And I thought, well, I don't know if I should review it. Like, do people even play these? I finally had someone tell me. So I think I actually might go ahead and do it because I've got like 4 or 5 of them ready to be tested. I just never thought I should or not. I've used Vice. I think it was one of found it on a course, use it for a few months, you just buy whatever the clubhouse sells. Yeah, it can be that way until you find. There's so many golf balls now, you want to find what really works for you and find something. But once you find something that works for you, Michael, use it. You want to get consistent. It really helps when you have a golf ball, because just from testing golf balls, I can tell you, what did I test yesterday? That was just, I tested this right here. This, you might have seen these at Walmart. It's like a B52. It's a basic, cheap dollar golf ball, kind of cut red. It's zero friction, actually, which I have tested a golf ball from them in the past. But they have this B52. I got either at Walmart or whatever. I tested it. Around the greens, it is crazy how high that golf ball went. Like, see, I'm so used to, doing a chip. Golf ball gets about this high off the ground, checks up to a certain point, stops. I'm used to what it does. This one had no checkup, and I swear to you, like I'm using a 50-degree wedge, just doing a little chip off the green, like a bump and run, and the golf ball is like coming up to my chest. That's how high it launched. So once you find a golf ball and you get used to how it performs, stick with it for sure, because it'll really help your game. It'll shave strokes off for sure. What does the skull mean? Are you referring to the skull on my shirt? So this is actually, it's not going to look like it, but this is a Nike basketball shirt. So I put skulls on golf balls too. Skulls are just kind of cool, to be honest with you. They're kind of biker cool. I'm from the Midwest, so I like skulls. I put them on the golf balls too. Those are golf dots, and I just do that for fun. This is a Nike basketball. It's hard to tell, but he's actually got a net, a basketball net in his mouth, and then I don't know. It's supposed to look
I gained a bunch of weight recently, unfortunately, because it's just part of parenting life. I think everyone who has a kid gains some weight just for the stress eating, and so I had to buy all new shirts, and so this is what I came home with. I used to play the AVX and switched to the Z-Star. How do you like the tour response from TaylorMade, a high rated ball? Okay, so we were just talking about the tour response, actually. So AVX, I had people on my channel originally a long time ago. So the first 2 years, they were like, test the AVX. I heard it's great for mid-swing speeds. Test it. And I finally did, and it wasn't. It was all Titleist balls test really bad on my channel, unfortunately, because they don't compress that well, unfortunately. They just don't. But the AVX didn't do that well. I love the Z-Star. Now, as far as the TaylorMade Tour response, I just mentioned it. I'll just mention it briefly again. Amazing golf ball. They keep improving on it every year. It's priced really decently for a value tour ball at $42, $43 a dozen. The stripe is an amazing alignment tool if you get it that way. If you don't get the alignment tool because you don't like it, I mean, the numbers are some of the best in the business, period. It sticks a green, so, I mean, across the board, it's really good. That ball is going to do really well at the end of the year when I give my rankings for the final, top 5 golf balls, blah, 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 blah. It's going to do really well, for sure. So could you test a Callaway Chrome? So if you're looking for the Chrome Soft, I have tested the Chrome Soft. I haven't tested the 23 yet. I'm going to. I think I'm picking them up next week. So it'll be a couple weeks, 3 weeks or so before I get to it. But I tested the 22 or 21 model, and it is the best tour golf ball I've tested on my channel. The Z-Stars come in right behind it, really close, so not value tour, so like the stripe that doesn't apply. Just the high-end tour golf balls. The Chrome Soft is by far, with a 93 mile an hour swing speed, the best I've tested all around. I would play them if I could. If Callaway wanted to sponsor me and send them to me for free, I'd sign the deal immediately. I love them. I haven't done the Chrome Soft X yet. I did the LS. I haven't done the X because it won't register on my swing caddy. I don't understand why, but for some reason the TP5X and the Callaway Chrome Soft X, when you hit a shot, and it's not just with this, it did it on my old Mevo I had too. For some reason, those X model golf balls, it just doesn't read. I don't know why. It's where was I? There we go. Okay. Have you tried the new Kirkland balls in the black box 3-piece? Feel a little hard. I'll send you a sleeve if you haven't tried them yet. Well, that would be really, that would actually really help me, to be honest with you, because I did the Kirkland previous generation. I have not done the V3 yet, which I think is the black box you're referring to. The reason I haven't is because I don't have a Costco membership, and it's almost impossible to get a hold of one if you don't. And also, not only that, they are terrible at marking which golf ball is which generation. If you ever try to tell the difference between a V1, a V2, and a V3, it's hard. They all say the same thing. They all look the same. I don't know if the new ones are a little different, but it's almost impossible. I've had so many people ask me on the channel, on that review I did, like, how do you tell the difference? And I'm like, you tell me. I have no idea. So yeah, if you have a way to send them to me, I would be more than happy to pay you for the shipping. But I'd love to test those. I've had tons of people, and my Kirkland review did really well. It's got like over 10,000 views, so I would love that. 3-piece, I'll send it. Okay, perfect. No, you're good. You're good, Cam. Dixon or Titleist have some better balls than Callaway, in your opinion? So the Dixon, I have a couple for testing. I haven't tested them yet, but I would like to test them. The Titleist, that's just a personal opinion. If you've ever seen any of my reviews, Mr. Malfoy, man, I've had 2 golf balls from Titleist test really well, the Velocity and the True Feel. Everything beyond that is a heaping pile of manure. I mean, it's just, and I'm not saying they're not bad balls. It's just you have to have a really specific type of swing and swing speed to get them to compress. The AVX, the Pro V1, the Pro V1X, then your left dash and all that BS, that's all stuff you have to basically be a pro. There's no forgiveness with those golf balls. If you don't hit them 100% pure, you're losing a lot. You're losing 15, 20 yards. It's crazy. I tested the Tour Soft and the Tour Speed. Both were very mediocre. Mediocre on durability. And a $37 2-piece golf ball with the Tour Soft, I don't know why they thought. I mean, they are selling them, but I don't know why any average consumer would do that with so many on the market. Okay. Ooh, let's go back up. Let's see. Okay. But I will check out the Dixons, though, because I have a couple of those. I haven't got the Dixon Fire because those are like $96 a dozen or something, but I have the Earth and Wind, and I'll test those. Okay, so go back up here real quick. I'm looking for a ball durable enough to take a hard hit off a tee with controllable spin. If I use soft, it hits perfect straight but rolls right past the green. Okay, if I use soft, it hits. Gotcha. So Michael, you're looking for a golf ball basically that's maybe a slightly firmer to hit off the tee, but it has enough spin, probably something at least a little bit urethane or at least close to that value. You want to stick the green, is that right? You basically want to have enough to stick the green. Maybe not enough to like get it to stop on a dime, but just enough to kind of have some checkup. Is that what you're looking through? Cam, as far as that goes with the V3, if you want to email me, just shoot me an email at golfballaddict@gmail.com. I'll send you my address and we'll get that worked out. The new ones have markings, thank God. Real quick, let me go to my data here. There we go. Okay. So, Michael, what kind of, real quick, when you're asking that question, what kind of budget are you looking at? Do you have a budget? Do you care what the pricing is? Are you looking for something in the medium range or? Okay, correct on that. And then what's your budget, Michael? What do you have a budget you're looking for, or do you really not care? You just want what's best available? Pro V1, Malfoy, Pro V1s would be my personal fave. I use a Dixon Fireball, and that really impressed me. Okay, well, I mean, for $96 a dozen, I hope they impress you. I'd love to get my hands on one day, but I'll have to see if I can get a sleeve or something. But I definitely would want to test them for sure. Pro V1 is a great ball if you can compress it and if you are a really good ball striker. It's a really consistent golf ball. They do a great job with the standards as far as how they're made, but yeah, it's a very specific player. I don't hit the iron straight enough to be able, I'm not a perfect ball striker, and losing 20 yards would kill me on the course. It would take strokes away. Okay, very cool. Did you talk about the new LA golf ball yet? I've tried to get the new LA golf ball. The price is the reason I haven't. I keep hoping that they'll advertise a sleeve to me and be like, oh, get a sleeve for $10 or, whatever. A lot of companies will do that. They'll let you try a sleeve or whatever, but I can't pay $70 a dozen to test them. Not right now. I mean, maybe when the channel's doing really well one day or whatever, and I'm making some serious buck in a couple of years or something, I wouldn't mind doing it. But for now, I can't spend 70 on that. But maybe I'll find one. Maybe I can get one. Okay, $20 a box probably. Okay, so something with a little bit of spin that you can hit hard and have controllable spin. So I would say in that price range, you're probably looking at something like, let me go up here to the very underrated ball. I don't know if it's 20. It might be just above that, but the Top Flight Gamer is pretty good at that. I had really good spin numbers with that, really good 7-iron numbers, plenty of spin with the hybrid as well, which was really good. 116 mile-an-hour ball speed, plenty of distance, and even with my driver, I actually averaged over 250 yards, which is not, my average is like 245. So the Top Flight Gamer, and I think you can get like 2 boxes for $40. I think it's something like that. But that's a really good golf ball with some controlled spin, and it shouldn't matter your swing speed. You should be fine. And then, as an alternative, every other Top Flight ball I would stay away from just because I don't get a lot of spin with those, specifically under 6,000. The Gamer was the only one I got over 6,000, and I got 6,500 with the 7-iron, so that was really good. Jules, don't worry about it. No big. The soft is great. I was the Pro. It threw me off. And they actually used to have a Pinnacle Pro, so don't feel bad. They did used to have one. I just didn't know if they still had one, so that's no big deal. New marking is Performance Plus. All marking is Performance Plus. Okay, so at least it's a little different. But yeah, Michael, real quick, back to that. $20. It's hard to get something with a decent amount of checkup for $20, but it is possible. Let me see here. Michael, did you tell me your swing speed? I'm so sorry. You might have already told me this. Do you know your swing speed offhand, Michael? If you already told me, I'm so sorry. Well, and I will tell you, Michael, it helps when you have all this data. That's why I'm a numbers guy. I love collecting all this data. And oh, you know what? There's another one. Don't sleep on. Yeah, no, this is another one. This one doesn't have quite as much as that gamer did, but the Max Fly Straight Fly is a really good golf ball also. You can get those, I think, for 17 a dozen. They might have gone up a little bit, but they're definitely under 20. And that's a really good golf ball as well. I got about 6,200 with the 7-iron on the spin, and that's with a 29-degree 7-iron, and that's really strong lofted on a 7-iron. So anything above 6,000, you'll be able to stick a green with fine. You know, most 7-irons are 30 to 32, even some 33. The traditional 7-iron's 33, and if it's something like that you have, then you'll get even more than that. So that's another one that's a really good price point. Do not play the Ultra 500. That's like the worst golf ball I've ever tested on this channel. I can tell you right now, the Ultra 500 will be the 100th ranked golf ball. When I do my video in a couple of weeks ranking the golf balls from 100 to 1, that golf ball will be 100. That is by far the worst golf ball I've ever done. No idea, you just hit it 230. It's perfect. Then you're probably about me. That's probably where you're at. You're probably about 90 mile an hour, which is average. So yeah, everything I just mentioned to you is perfect. Also, even the cut red is still really good value. I mentioned it earlier about how it's had some durability issues, but the cut red's a really good golf ball as well as far as having spin, because I was able to get it to stick pretty well also. So any of those three models are really good, and I'm sure there's some other ones. In that price range, that's probably what I would stick to, though. Be on the lookout though, because like I said, I just did. I don't know how the end results will be because I haven't had a chance to really dive into the numbers. But this B52 is like $1 a golf ball at Walmart, and I can tell you, I don't know if it's a great performing golf ball because I haven't dove into those numbers. But I know it's not bad. Like I know the numbers were decent enough to where I wasn't like, okay, screw this golf ball, let's just get out of here and move on to the next one. I was having to kind of look at them and see. So be on the lookout for that when it comes out in a week or so as well, because that might be another good option. Let's go 30 then. Oh, like $30. Okay. Well, give me a minute on that because there's a lot of golf balls in the 30 range that the Volvic Vivid, I had a lime green one this winter, used it for 12 rounds straight. Holy cow. Just couldn't lose it. Well, eventually I did. It was like losing a family member. No kidding. I can't imagine. I mean, I'm shooting in the mid 70s right now, and I can't imagine holding on to a golf ball for 12 rounds. That's a really good that's a good feat. That's amazing. You should be proud of that. I can't imagine that golf ball must have been seriously losing its juice by the end of it, but hey, it was still going. It was still kicking. That's amazing. Okay, I'll definitely have to try. I have the Vivids. I have a bunch of Vivids, and I have a couple like XT softs and stuff, so I'll get those tested then. You should consider doing a video of how to identify the different generations of balls like Pro V1. Yep, okay. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, actually. Yeah, there's lots of people who ask me about it, so obviously there's a market for it. Actually, I just got done before I got on the live. Someone had asked me the difference between a ERC 23, and so that's all the time. That's good. Cut Red, Top Flight Gamer, and hold on. Straight Fly, Max Fly Straight Fly. Do not play the Ultra 500. You will quit. You will unsubscribe. You'll be so disappointed. The Callaway Warbird. Why does Callaway even make that ball? And the name is terrible. Do you like them for a cheap option? Well, that's a good question. So I haven't had a chance to test the new Warbird yet. You know, Callaway does make a couple options that are specific to stores. The Warbird they really push at Walmart, like is the competition for their $15 the cheap ones, $1 golf ball, $1.20 a golf ball, somewhere in there. And then they have like the Hex Tour, which I think is the Costco, like Walmart, like mid-range or whatever. But you won't catch those golf balls at like Dick's or Golf Galaxy. They usually don't have them. So why I think it's just a cheap option. Basically, I don't know how much time they put into it. I haven't tested it yet, but I will say that I've had a lot of people tell me that they like it. I take that with a grain of salt because I had tons of people tell me that the Wilson 50 Elite was amazing, but with my swing speed, it ended up being terrible. So it just depends. Depends on that. But yeah, I wait and I'll try to get that reviewed as soon as I can. Give me a month or so, and maybe I'll have it out as an option. Yeah, let me know how you like it, man. Now, Michael, if you're wanting to go up to the $30 range, boy, that opens up a lot now. So I would say, boy, that doesn't spend that much. Boy, I thought that would. Okay, so one of the best golf balls you can get, it's you do have to order them online, but I will say if you ever get your hands on one, is amazing, is the Anesis 900. By far one of my favorites. I used all those things until I lost them. When I lost the final one, I was so disappointed. But if you ever can get your hands on one, you can order them online, but if you ever get your hands on one, if you don't want to do that and you can get your hands on one, try one out. With a max of 30, the Duo Soft. The TaylorMade soft response is pretty good as well. I got some really good spins with that, and don't let the soft response fool you. You can compress it. I compressed it just fine when I tested it. 6 Spectra Tour Response E9. Gosh, if you can afford the extra $3, the Snells are amazing. I would do the MTB. I wouldn't do the X. I don't think you'd compress it as well. I couldn't compress the X as well. But the MTB is amazing at $33 a dozen for a golf ball from Dean Snell. Amazing. Oh, no, never mind. I was getting ready to recommend a Titleist ball to you, Michael, but it does not have a lot of spin. It's all distance, so I'm glad I didn't have to do that. I'm really glad I didn't have to do that. Here's another really good one. The Callaway Superfast. Really good golf ball. It's $29.99, and it comes in a 15-pack opposed to a 12-pack. And that one was really good. I actually had, I had really good numbers with the 9. I had almost 7,000 RPM spin, so it actually might spin a little too much for you. But as far as the distance numbers, I mean, some of the best distance numbers I've ever hit, and it has a lot of spin. So that golf ball is really fast. It doesn't have a ton of side spin. You can if you want, but it doesn't have a ton of unforgiving side spin. The Superfast is really good as well. How can you convince yourself only to play one ball when you're a golf ball nut like you? I love trying all the different flavors. Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know. I have. That was the reason I decided to give away the Snell box I had. I didn't want to give it away because I actually had a full dozen of Snells, but I have like 180 golf balls in my garage that are just ones that I would play. Like just ones I would play, like, hey, I like this golf ball. I would actually play it on the course. I trust it. And then I have like 500 that are yard balls at this point that are in buckets that we just hit into the yard or whatever and hit for practice because I don't approve of them or whatever. They're the Ultra 500 or a Titleist ball or whatever. They're broken maybe, like they got a small slit in them, whatever. And so I feel you. It's really difficult. I want to be consistent, but I love playing with different golf balls. It's really, really hard. Let me see. Now the $30, so Callaway ERC is actually $40. It's $39.99. I had okay numbers with it. I would want to try the new model, which is the 23. I've heard it's gotten better. I've heard from a couple of Callaway reps it's gotten better. So we'll see on that one. And then the Tour Response is 42, not 32. But the TaylorMade Soft is, I think the TaylorMade Soft is 20, it might be 30. I think you're right. It might be 30 for that one. So that's really good. Genesis. Oh, Anesis. Is that the one you're referring to? It's oh goodness. Now you're putting me on the spot. Anesis. INESIS 900. I know it's a really weird name, but definitely look it up. Yeah, give it a look because it's a really good golf ball. Snell MTB, great ball. Perfect. Well, hey, guys, I really appreciate the questions. This is awesome. This is going so much faster than the first one. We're already 40 minutes in. I appreciate the questions. It's good stuff. Yeah, again, I just really appreciate everyone on the channel. It's been really cool to have I was it's weird because I was kind of in a rut because I had posted the Mizuno review of the regular tour, and it did pretty well, but the ball wasn't that good. Then I tested the X, and it was phenomenal, and I was like, this is weird. Why is an X golf ball performing so much better? And then that video bombed. Like, that video really bombed a lot. It's gotten a little bit better over the last couple of days, but it bombed, and like it had no comments. It had like 4 or 5 comments out of 500 views, and so it was just like, I was like, gosh dang it. And I was just like, man, maybe the channel's kind of, I got to do something new. It's getting stale. But then I did that giveaway, and it's like 80 something comments, and I'm like, okay, no, they're still there. It's good. So I feel a lot better for sure. Yeah, it's just the golfballaddict@gmail.com. GOLFADDICT. I'm sorry, golfball, all one word, and addict, all one way, all together, and then at gmail.com. Found it. Very good. Very cool. But yeah, I've got, this is really cool. I've actually got a bunch of videos shot. I did a review on the Garmin R10, which is a launch monitor. It's about $100 more than my Swing Caddy is, but I had issues with this Swing Caddy about a month ago, and I got so upset with Voice Caddy, the people who made it, that I went out and bought the R10 because I was like, this isn't going to work, and I was so mad. And I was going to do a video on that as well. I think I still am because I'm really disappointed with Voice Caddy. I'm beyond upset. But the Garmin R10 didn't exactly do everything I needed it to do for the channel, and so I just ended up doing a review on it and taking it back because it just wasn't for me. It would make the channel so much harder based on its metrics, and so. But I got a review coming on that as well. And then. Yeah, I mean, other than that, I just got some really good reviews. I do have the club reviews still coming. It's just been really tough to try to get them because I want to focus so much on these golf balls because once I'm done reviewing pretty much every golf ball that I know of, I'll sprinkle some ones I haven't done in. But once I review all these, I'm going to start doing direct comparisons. So that's going to be, yeah, for sure, Cam. I would agree with that. That's a really good idea. I appreciate it. But I think doing direct comparisons side by side is going to be the next thing after that. That'll be what a majority of my content is once I get through all these golf ball reviews. So literally, if someone says, "Oh, I want the Maxfli Tour S against the Srixon Z-Star," how do they perform? Whatever, I don't know. So I'll go out and literally in front of the monitor test both of them side by side, on the same day, same swing, same clubs, and really show you the difference and show you which one's probably better. And then we can start doing stuff that way too. And there can be some 3-way battles and all kinds of stuff. And so that'll be really good too, because a lot of people have been telling me for 2-3 years, "Oh, do comparisons," and I'm like, I'm trying to get these reviews done first. Once I get the reviews done, then we'll do comparisons. But otherwise, it's just there's so many golf balls to review. There's so many. I mean, I'm at like 82 or 83 now that I reviewed on the channel, and I've still got another 40 or 50 just in what I have. That's not even including the LA golf ball, the new Kirkland, the all that stuff. I don't even have any of that. So it is what it is. Well, guys, I think I will wrap it up. If I missed, I know yesterday on the video I said I was going to cover some stuff, so if I didn't get to cover it, but I appreciate all the questions. I appreciate you guys being here. I heard the Maxfli Tour is not as good. I'm testing it soon, so I'll let you know. I got all the brand new 23 versions of all that. I got the brand new straight fly. I got the brand new soft fly. I got the brand new tri fly, the X. I got it all. I got the whole line, so that we'll know very soon. I just held off on it because I just got done doing the review like maybe 5 months ago of the previous generation, so I'm just trying to get some other ones, but I'll get them tested and we'll find out. How many golf balls are on the market at the moment? If I had to guess, I mean, are you talking brands or are you talking specific golf balls? Because if you're talking brands, 50, 60, 70, somewhere in there, and if you're talking specific golf balls, probably 200 to 300, maybe more. A 300 might be a good guess, somewhere in there. Because, I mean, you figure every golf company has like 3 or 4 models minimum, and it's just, yep. Anytime, my man, I appreciate you guys. I really do. I appreciate you. But yeah, it's a lot of golf balls, a lot. And they just keep coming out with more. There's actually a company the other day, I get a lot of Instagram and Facebook ads because, they know I like golf balls, rightfully so. They're pretty smart. and they'll advertise golf balls to me. And there was one that came out the other day, and it was like, oh, try this golf ball, to try a sleeve for $2.95. And so, of course, I ordered it because I'm always going to do that. I'm always going to take advantage of that. And where is it? What's it called? I think there it is. Big Golf, BIGG Golf. Had never heard of it before. I didn't know. It just randomly popped up. But I know Good Good's got a golf ball coming out. And I know I've seen, the LA golf ball, and I've seen, Piper has a whole line. Like, there's a bunch of companies that you just don't. Polera, that's a really good one. I actually have Polera in the line to be tested. It's going to be tested very soon. I know they're known for being the straight golf ball. Like, it's not technically USGA approved. It's like it straightens itself out. It's kind of a cheating golf ball. But I've had some people who have tested it and they really like it. But I do have some Poleras to test. But yeah, there's just a lot of companies like that people have no idea. And that's what's really funny about when I recommend golf balls to people. Because I'll be on the street sometimes, I'll be playing on a course, and they'll be like, oh, yeah, you review golf balls. Well, what's the best golf ball? And I'll be like, oh, yeah, Anesis. And they're like, they look at you like you just told them the earth was flat. And they're just, yeah, well, then I guess it ain't very straight, is it? But yeah, I'll tell people all the time, really, I'll be like, oh, yeah, the Cut Red's one of my favorites. And they're like, well, I like Callaway and I like TaylorMade, and I'm like, no, you gotta expand your mind a little bit. You're living here, and us golf ball addicts, we're living out here. It's just we know. So, but yeah, one day I'll have them all reviewed. So, oh yeah, Saint 9, another one that's really weird because they're hard to get a hold of. I do have them for testing, but I've just put them on the back burner because I've never had anyone say they play them, and I've also never had anyone ask me to test them, but I do have them on the back burner just ready to be tested. So, but we'll see how these big golf balls are. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the logo. The logo's terrible, but we'll see how those are. They should be coming very soon. All right, guys. Well, I really appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and hop off here. I appreciate all the questions. If you're watching this after the fact and you do have any questions, just shoot them in the comments below or whatever you want to do, and I'll address them some way, one way or another. That'll take a while, but I'll tell you what, I'll keep in touch with you, Cam, on email. If I have any questions or anything, I'll let you know so you can keep in the loop. But there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them I don't. I'd have to go through the list. I've actually got a list somewhere. I think it's in my Google Docs somewhere, but I'll try to get that to you when I can. So, all right, guys. Well, I appreciate it as always. Keep watching to keep saving and keep learning as always. Thank you, guys.